Hi there, welcome. This is my first video on this channel. I'm a Gen Xer. I like role-playing games. I haven't played them for a long time. Lived and worked in the Middle East for the last decade, and I came across Mythic, and that's where I suddenly rekindled my love for tabletop role-playing, and in particular solo play. COVID obviously made that even easier or tougher to play games, but easier to play solo. With AI and everything that's come around now, it seems like it's easier than ever to play games solo. And so that's what I want to try and do on this channel, really, is to try and explore different games, explore games from that I used to play when I was a kid, and see where we go, see what we can do with AI, see how we can create different things, play. I like to play on my computer, on my laptop. I like to use Excel. I like to use different tools, whatever I can use. And so this was just one idea. So when I was a kid, my introduction to role-playing was in the form of the fighting fantasy books. So my introduction to role-playing was the Forest of Doom, part of the fighting fantasy books. I think it was this Snake Man guy that I instantly fell in love with when I was around 10, something like that, or 12 maybe. So that was my introduction to it. I never played anything like Dungeons and Dragons as a kid. It wasn't really something that was very popular, but where I live, there weren't many people playing it, and so this was my introduction to it. This is a British game. These game books, the fighting fantasy game books, I had all of these when I was a kid. Now the fighting fantasy RPG has evolved from a simple sort of game book like this. They created a version of it which followed the same mechanics, and then they created advanced fighting fantasy, which took those rules and expanded them, added skills and things like that. And there's another version that's come out now that's evolved again since then. So what I want to do is just play a little simple sort of game using the original mechanics. And we're going to use the original sort of game world, if you like, where the original books were set. So this is the Kingdom of Valancia, or the world of Valancia. And so the Forest of Doom is, I think, in Darkwood Forest. So I've created a little dice roller with Google Gemini, which I'll try and use. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to set up character. So what I'll do is I'll ask it to give us a 1d6 table of male fighting fantasy character names and a 1d6 table of professions. Okay, so we might have to do something with this. Okay, so here we go. So I've got a d6, and we'll roll for our character name, and we have Corin ShadowTracker. That's our guy's name, Corin ShadowTracker. And now our profession, and he's a gambler. Okay. So a lot of the books didn't tend to go into professions and not too much. I think it just gives the guy a bit of character, maybe a bit of background. So now what we want to do is we want to do our little character sheet. And if you've played fighting fantasy before, you'll know there are three traits to every character: skill, stamina, and luck. And I believe, so let me check the rolls again. So when rolling skill, we roll 1d6 and we add 6. And so we start off perfectly, and we have a 12. We had 2d6 for stamina, and we have a 20. So we've got powerful character here, I think. Back to 1d6, and we have a 9 for the luck of our character. Okay. So now we need to pick a starting point in the Kingdom of Valancia. All right. So what it says is the defining starting point is Port Blacksand. The infamous city of thieves is sprawling dangerous port city on the southern coast of Valencia. It's the perfect place for any adventurer, especially a sellsword, guild thief, or gambler, to get into trouble, hear rumours of treasure, or be hired for a perilous quest. The entire city is an adventure hook. And so that's over here. So again, the City of Thieves was another one of the game books that I played extensively when I was a kid. I'm not sure that I ever completed that one. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start in Port Blacksand. And now, the last little bit, our man Corin ShadowTracker, the gambler. We're going to be in a tavern somewhere, and we want, let's say, 2d6 table of rumours for a tavern, in a tavern at Port Blacksand. This is just to get us started, and then in the next video, we'll start to play, we'll start to see, start trying to build a world and build a game. Alright, so here we have some rumours, and let's roll. The House of the Red Door. That high-end pleasure den hasn't opened in 2 days. No sounds, no one in or out. The neighbours heard chanting, and now the air around it feels cold. Okay, so that is our rumour. Rumour number 1. Shall we pick a few? Okay, let's roll again. This time we got a 6. We'll have 2, eh? So new gang, the Iron Skulls is trying to muscle in on the docks. They're looking for muscle. The pay's good, but the Thieves Guild doesn't take kindly to competition. It's a short, bloody career. And so in addition to that, we'll have, give me 1d6 table or quests that may be offered in a tavern at Port Blacksand. So any catches and twists will come out as emergent in play. So these should just be quests. So let's try that again. The Warehouse Wager. Cocky merchant Cyrus Vane is in drunken dispute with a rival. He bets 100 gold that you can't survive one night locked in his warehouse on the East Docks. He claimed it's plagued by rats and will provide a lantern and a flask of brandy. Okay, so there's our rumours and quests. And in the next video, I think we'll decide which one of these we're going to explore. And Corin ShadowTracker will have his first quest in Port Blacksand. Okay, that's enough for this one, I think. This is as I said, this was my first video, but I'm just trying to get used to how to do this, the best way to do it. Might take a few episodes to get up and running, but thanks for watching if you've watched, and I'll see you in the next one.